Hey, shalom, shalom, mishpokah. Welcome to another edition of Ray Bash's Ramblings, where today I'm going to discuss war. I don't like to get into politics or world events a whole heck of a lot, but once it starts touching on the Torah, that's when I have to chime in. And, look, I don't like this war in Iraq and Afghanistan any more than anybody else does. Do I wish it was over and that we'd hurry up and wrap it up so it won't be the longest war in history? Sure I do. But I'm not ready to just go in there and do something drastic just so we can get everybody out. The way we exit a war is just as important as we enter a war. And the way we entered the war, sadly to say, was just like we just stepped in a pile of dog crap. But when you step in a pile of dog crap, you got to remove it in the right kind of way. You just don't shake it off and sling it on somebody else. You have to be careful to get it off so it's entirely off your shoes, so that it doesn't splatter anywhere, so that it's disposed of in the proper way. Well, kind of similar with a war. We've stepped in a big pile of doo-doo, and now we're in the process of having to figure out how to get it off our shoe. Well, one thing that disturbs me is when I hear the ignorance of people when they're watching the news and see something about the war, about terrorism, or about the Taliban. They say, well, we just need to go in there with a nuclear bomb and just nuke them all the way back to the Stone Age, blah, 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 blah. You know how ignorant and un-Torah that is? Did you know that the Torah has rules for engagement, rules for warfare? Yes, they do. In the Torah, it talks about how to properly engage in a war. And I'll tell you one thing: there is a humane way to go about war. War is a necessary evil. If you have to defend yourself, you have to defend yourself. But you know what? The Torah says that the women and children, the innocent victims of a war, they're important. They should not be a casualty if it can be helped. They need to stay out of it. Also, the welfare of animals are at stake. That we shouldn't just go arbitrarily just blowing everything up and killing men, women, children, and animals that are innocent in the process anyway. Our focus is to fight the men, to fight the soldiers. That's it. But with an enemy that has little to no care for the sanctity of human life, who actually hide out in the open and use innocent women and children as human shields, yeah, that's difficult. That's why we just can't go in, neutralize them, and get out, because we have to be careful when we're neutralizing the enemy. So that's one thing. Another thing is way back when in warfare, when a city was sieged, sometimes it was necessary to build ladders, to build siege ramps, to build bonfires to smoke or burn the enemy out. Or to starve them out, what have you. So resources had to be used, and back then it was trees, it was wood, and God said, if you have to use wood, don't use any fruit-bearing plants or fruit-bearing trees. Make sure that it's a tree, that doesn't bear any fruit, because you don't want to be wasteful. You don't want to kill something that potentially could be used for good, that you could feed off of for years to come. This makes me believe that God is opposed to nuclear arms, to nuclear warheads, because such weaponry is massive and it's totally indiscriminate. It just blows up whatever, as opposed to the technology we have to where we can send missiles and explosive very accurately, very pinpointedly directed, so that little to no harm comes to innocent victims. But with a nuclear weapon, it's just like a glorified buckshot, and it just sprays everything. And it leaves the land uninhabitable for years and years to come. And so, hopefully maybe we can develop a more specific technology, maybe monopolize on the electromagnetic pulses or sonic technology to be able to neutralize people and neutralize a city, to pinpoint maybe certain brainwaves, male brainwaves, I don't know, but to where our warfare could be more specific, more humane, when it is that necessary evil that we have to defend ourselves or neutralize a threat, not only to us, but to the world at large. But, as far as, oh, we just need to go down there and just bomb them all, just blow them up, like Pearl Harbor, use, the atom bomb, the A-bomb. Come on, that's just stupid. That is totally un-Torah. And you know what? For people who call themselves Christian, it is totally un-Christian. Am I against warfare? No. Am I against, am I a pacifist? No. I'm not a Gandhi type of person. The Torah says that there's a necessary evil for warfare. There's a time for war and a time for peace. Sometimes you have to make war to get peace in the end. Yeshua himself said, you know what? I'm coming back with a sword, and you know what? If you have a sword, you need to grab it. When the scripture says those who live by the sword die by the sword, it's just talking about arbitrary violence, a violent way of life, not the way of a warrior, not the way of somebody who has to fight to protect their home, to protect their family, to protect their loved ones. So this is just, it's kind of like a Ray-Bash rambling / rant, because I'm just sick of all the ignorance and people, what they say out of frustration. We're going to be judged by even those little things that come out of our mouths, so we need to be very careful of what we say. Oh, we just need to blow them up. Somebody said that, and I said, oh yeah, that's real nice, and kill all the innocent people in the process. Well, we've got it. You know what? No, I'm going by what the Torah says. Do I have a war plan, an exit strategy? No, I don't, because I'm not the president. I have no say in the matter. I just pray that the right thing be done. I'm so glad that I'm not in the person's shoes that have to make decisions like that. All I know is that our guidelines needs to be by the Torah. The Torah is our rule book and instruction book for everything in life. Morality, the way we farm, the way we have our governmental system, the way we handle welfare, the way we handle the poor and needy, the way we handle war. It covers everything. So that's what we need to go by and apply it in an appropriate modern 21st century way, if you will, to do what is right according to God and according to His Word. So we'll catch you later. Shalom, Shavuot Tov.